That was definitely not the button I wanted to push. I'm going to end each one of these with a little quick recap as to, we're going to go over here and take a look at this papyrus history. Just a quick review. So you can see down here, anytime you see, just to give you an idea real quick what you're looking at, anytime you see this type of, these headers right here, this right here is where I started another game session. See here it says session, and then it's got the load order name. So this right here was an entire session before I quit, and I had 3 game saves before I quit. So you can see where I do have a couple SS2 warnings in here. And this is not, this may not be like an SS2 warning. This is probably just what I'm looking for as far as a filter goes that I have filtered for SS2. So I don't think that's not anything important. It's yellow, but it's not necessarily a warning. It's just keywords that I say look for, and I give it a color. I might change this color from yellow to something else, and that way it's like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. It's not truly a, 'cause I normally put like the user ones in some of the other reports, some of these other list views, these type of reporting, I usually put like a different color, like a light bluish color, to say this is a user value that I'm looking for rather than an actual warning or error. But the one thing I wanted to point out here is if you look, let me Z this out. If you actually look at the first time that I loaded and saved, when you look at these, you can see, you know, it's the first entry right underneath the header here, the session header. You can actually see the errors are low. Normally when I'm playing a game, these will be through the roof. They'll be up in the thousands. The errors, warnings will be up in the thousands. And this has kind of stayed consistent throughout this playthrough, which is pretty good. I don't know if I can bring this up because, let's see, I can. All right, so let's see what all this is. Let's see what workshop framework is. Yeah, see, it's the same thing. It looks like the scrap object, start, safe, delete. It looks like it's that same repeating thing. And that's probably, that up there is when I went to, it was Taffington Boathouse. This is up in Taffington Boathouse. So probably what I need to do is, one of the things I want to think about, and I don't want to really tie this video up with just me babbling, but I might go ahead and consider grabbing, because I do have the location in the game save. I know where I'm at. So I might go ahead and just pull the location from the game save, because I already parsed that. So I might just parse the location out and then put that here as well. So I may go ahead and put some kind of little thing underneath here to say, you know, this was at Taffington. This game save is at Taffington. I know I can look at the game save and literally see it. I believe it's going to tell me in the game save, but do not quote me on it. Yeah, see, Commonwealth. So that really doesn't give me a location. See, MedTech Research, I was there. So that's not really going to give me, it's not going to give me a very fine detailed location. It's basically just going to say, hey, I'm in the Commonwealth. So what I might want to do at a later date is make a simple script that anytime a cell loads, it will actually record in the papyrus log basically the location, you know, switching location, and therefore I can grab that data, and then I can use that again as a metric. Especially if I crash, I can say I'm crashing here. Every time I go here, I crash, and then I can accumulate that over time, which might help to isolate whether it's a mod or whether it's the game engine or something along those lines. All right, so just wanted to kind of show you that all that looks pretty good. I am not. If you look over here, we're about 13 hours in. These are all different gaming sessions where I might log in and think, I might load up the game and think, I want to do something. Hang on, all right, I've got to go run to do something. Or wait a minute, I just realized I need to do something else, and I'll log out. So the game sessions might not be long. I think the longest I had was like 7 or 8 hours without a crash. But this is the new game session. There's no crashes so far. I'm not loading in an inside cell, so I'm not even going to attempt that. I have not had any combat crashes, but we don't have any settlers in the settlements either, so that may cause a crash. We're going to get to that, and that's what all this is. All of this constant just droning over stuff. Hopefully, you know, when I'm doing this, because I didn't even notice, and I hate to throw this in at the last minute, I did not even notice that bed count didn't change when I scrapped that bed inside that little wooden structure over in Sunshine Tidings until I went back to review the video. And that's what I like to do. I like to make videos and I go back and review them. So I kind of listen to myself talk, because at that time I'm lens focused, not so much laser focused, but I'm lensed focused on what I'm doing, and I'm not really taking in the big picture. So that may change in time, but all right, just want to toss that in there and then kind of give you guys an end conclusion. I did cut the previous video off too short. Do not know what I was thinking. Maybe somebody somewhere was thinking, man, please click the button. I can't take anymore, and I can completely relate. All right, so yeah, good luck, and I'm going to keep testing it out, and as I come across things, I'll kind of toss more of these up. So yeah, just have fun.